Right, this is 4 hours later. This paint is nicely dried and I'm basically ready to start my layup. So I've mixed up some resin. This is Ipelam 2022 by, it's called Ipelam 2022 by Axon Sika. Very good resin system. Nice high mechanical strength properties. Right, so what I'm first going to do is I need to put some fillets. I'm going to take a little bit of this resin, not too much, and I'm going to add some micro balloon filler. Now this is glass micro bubbles or glass bubbles. Okay, I'm going to add some of that into this resin and create a nice paste out of it. Avoid breathing this stuff in, but I don't think it's terribly toxic, but not a good idea. Right. Right, I just need a little bit thicker than that. Some more in. Try and get this mixing in the video. Right, and I'm just going to add a little bit of cabasol. It is quite thick now, but I just wanted to also stay in wherever I put it. In the moment it's running off the stick quite easily, so but it's a fair amount in there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of cabasol. Now cabasol is a thickening agent. Some people call it aerosol, fumed silica, cabasol, comes by a couple of names. But basically it's a thickening agent, and you can see just by adding in a little bit, it's now almost stopped that slumping off the down. I might have to put a little bit more. You see it's kind of stopped the running, not quite, just a fraction more. Right, so this is just to put into little tight corners, and wherever I need a little fillet of, where I know the fabric is going to have a hard time getting into it. And in this elevator, where the elevator connects on here, it's quite difficult to get the fabric to conform into all of those curves. Over here at the wing saddle, it's quite hard to get it to conform definitely in this little cusp over here, which is a little thing that goes over the top of the wing. And around the canopy, there's a raised portion over here, and the fabric definitely won't go into that corner. So these are a couple of the places that I need to get it into. So now I've got it to this pasty type consistency, and I'm going to transfer it over into a bank bag or a Ziploc bag. Just put it all into the little baggie. I've got the bag in here with the actual Ziplocs folded back, so I don't get any of this goop onto the actual zip lock portion. The bag won't seal. Alright, so there we go. We just put all of that into there. Okay, and we just now fold the Ziploc back so you can see it didn't get any mess on the actual zip itself. Seal that up nicely. Take a pair of scissors and we just lop off the corner. Don't need too big a hole, but I don't want too small a hole either. Alright, so let's get some of the air out of this bag. Just open up the top here. Alright, turn the bag up twist it up so I can get a bit of pressure on this, and then we go into the corner. Now this is just creating the fillet so that the fiberglass can conform nicely to the shape, and from there onwards it seems to curve up into the fuselage anyway. Right, so here I need to put a proper goop into this corner, because there's no ways I'm going to get fabric into this corner at all. And along here in this area where the elevator goes on, so I know it will be very difficult for the fabric to fill this, so I need to basically entirely fill this little section over here. Right, I'm just going to do it on the one side for now. Right, the fabric that I'm using is 163 gram. It is a 12 weave fabric. I've cut it at 45 or near 45 degrees. The reason for near is that this fabric is only 1 meter wide, and this fuselage is much longer than the diagonal, the 45 degree diagonal. So I kind of cheated a little bit. Right, so where the thick part is, I'm just going to, or the widest part, I'm just going to widen up the fabric here so that it goes in nicely. Now, being at 45 degrees or near 45, the fibers can slide very easily over each other, and there I can stretch that out down to the end of the fuselage. So now I've got the fabric pretty much ready to go in. Here's my resin. Now the first thing is we just push this fabric down into the bottom part of the fuselage. You'll notice I don't wet out first. This is all done basically in the dry method, in the dry. Now over here is where the wing saddle will be, so I just need to make sure that the fabric conforms nicely into this corner and just work it into that fillet that I've put there. Now I can take my resin and just start working straight down, not pushing in any direction, because I really don't want to distort this fabric. It will distort very easily if I'm not careful. Oh, the one thing I did forget, and just realized it when I got to this point, so I just need to fold this back. I didn't put any fillet around the canopy, so let me address that quickly. So this little fillet is just going to go into this gap at the edge of where the canopy fits. Just got to be a bit careful here that I don't put it in the wrong spot. Right. Now I can roll my fabric back out again. And there we go. Managed to salvage that without too much of an issue. I'm going to also put a little bit of filler just into this leading edge, or this nose, this pointy nose over here. Right. So here we go, fabric in, and this is the secret, is not to distort this fabric. Don't do brush strokes on it, just get it down in the bottom. And be very careful that when you're working over here, you're not pushing the fabric out on the end over there. Now I'm not going to put, this is not going to be a carbon fuselage, this is just going to be a glass fuselage. I'm going to put some carbon toes longitudinal carbon toes down here for bending strength. Right, so here we just got to be doubly sure that we get the fabric nicely, and I think no, it'll conform nicely to that shape, so I don't need any fillet in the absolute end over there. Right, so we just make sure that this is all nicely down and wet out along the sides. Now, this is one of a couple of coats, a couple of layers of fabric. The boom section will basically be 2 layers of 163 gram 12 weave glass with some carbon longitudinal toes right to the front, from the front all the way through to the tail. So I'm not going to keep this video running whilst I get this all wet out. I'll stop it now and then I'll restart it again, just to show you the different pieces that I put in, but and how I do the joint and how I do the trimming, at what stage I join, etc, etc. So, and trim off this excess flashing that's sticking, all this material that's sticking out the edges. I'll show you how we deal with all of that. So let me just stop the video now and I'll come back when I add the next layer, and so we go a couple of videos.